we're going to switch over and we're going to take a look at YurickYu versus Gold47. So we're seeing from YurickYu's side, and we've got the hand cam for Gold47. I don't know which game they're in. I assume they're not in game one, but we're not exactly sure here. And YurickYu looks like has a little bit of an overwhelming board, but is also at 4 health. So we'll see if they're able to turn this around. They have more cards in hand, a stronger battlefield, but they are at 4 health. And Gold
Yeah,
47 just shifted out a smuggler.
Yeah, I don't actually have either of these players on their on my friends list, so I can't actually join.
No
I'll just
worries.
watch what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah, so YurickYu looks to be in command. If they can survive, it looks like they can turn this around pretty quickly. They've got a 1-1 flyer, the 4-4 overwhelm with Tamaris, and they've got the 3-2 merchant with an active Garden of Omens, which is pretty nice. But do they have, they don't seem, not that I can see, they don't seem to have an instant speedway. There they go. So they didn't have an instant speedway to deal with the smuggler, but they just rereaded an ice bolt back into their hand. So they will have an instant speedway to deal with the smuggler, so when it gets unblockable.
Yeah, and Gold is only going to have this turn, so I think it's just deploy a charge threat, and such as Bandit Queen, that normally might get the job done, but it's going to fall to this. Oh,
do they have Burn to the Face? They're popping the Aegis. They're popping
the
face Aegis, and then they're flame blasting. Does YurickYu have any way to stop this? Does not look like it. And there you go, Gold47. So. We didn't get to see the full match there, but being able to pop the face Aegis and flame blast for the win. Wow.
Wow, that was exciting. So what was that? That was Karos's choice, is it? No, Karos's choice is the Praxis one. That is...
all right, let me see.
Vorprex's choice from the market.
So
the enemy player sacrifices a unit of their choice or draw a dragon or weapon from your void. That's interesting. So drawing a unit... I think most of the time it's just going to be the enemy player sacrifices a unit of their choice, but here just being used to pop the face Aegis to make way for that flame blast.
Well, sometimes when you're in those aggro decks, that's all you need to do is just pop the face Aegis, regardless of what card you use to do it, just to push through that last damage. That must not have been the final game because they are going back again. So give us 1 second here. It looks like we are getting the spectating bug, so I'm going to have to reset here. Bear with us 1 second, everyone. All right. All right, so YurickYu, we've got 4 power in hand, a Harsh Rule, Honor of Claws, a Zhou, and a Defiance. Defiance is going to be pretty good against Gold47's aggro deck here. And Gold on your classical Stone Scar start. You've got 2 threats, a little bit of removal, and a Rista in hand.
Yeah, there's actually very little new about Gold's deck. There is the emblem of Shavka, which is one of the cards that I was talking about at the beginning of the broadcast that turns into a 3-3 Overwhelm, and the Vorprex's Choice, which you saw from the market. But the rest of the deck seems like pretty much your typical Stone Scar aggro deck. Nothing too new about it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? If you're confident with Stone Scar aggro, it's going to be a good deck, especially if you think it might be a good metagame call. I mean, if you think a lot of the players in this tournament are going to be trying some new cards that maybe they're not familiar with, or maybe might be a little more expensive, firing off just your classic Stone Scar aggro might be a good choice for the meta. We'll see tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see a big swing here with that Bandit Queen.
It's a nice Bandit Queen there. Unfortunately, it's not going to take Yurick to 0, but that's going to do a lot of damage there. And Yurick still
Yurick being on the draw. Rule. Yeah, won't be able to play the Harsh Rule this next turn, and there's no Hailstorm in their hand. That's another 8. It's 10 damage coming from Gold47 with the depleted power, with the not depleted power, with the emblem. Even when you're decimating it, still counts for power. These emblems are extremely powerful.
And there you go. There's the emblem. We're not gonna. We get to see it here. It flashed on your screen real quick there, but did play the emblem there. Counted for Empower. It's gonna put YurickYu all the way down to 2. They will have a chance to Harsh Rule here, but being at 2 against the Stone Scar deck is not where you want to be.
Yeah, against a bunch of direct damage and charge units, that doesn't sound great.
Now, Gold47 can't punish him right now. He's got 3 removal spells in hand and a pair of creatures, but nothing that can burn face, and YurickYu's got the face Aegis, so nothing quite yet.
Yeah, if you can mount a perfect defense here, maybe they have a shot in this game. It's going to be tough, but the Face Aegis is definitely a good start.
It is a good start, but we saw last game if Gold47 can pair up 2 spells here, they'll be able to do it in 1 turn, and YurickYu will not get a chance to fire off that second Aegis power if they can do it in 1 turn. But not going to do that here. Just have a handful of creature removal. YurickYu going to fire off the Defiance.
Yeah. So Yurick loses their last line of defense for charge units, still has the Face Aegis for any type of direct damage. If you're Yurick, I actually think that this is an okay spot. Just being able to reread the Defiance that protects you against a lot of the charge threats, and then just making sure you refresh the Face Aegis anytime they try to go for your face. Although I suppose we could see something similar to what we saw last game, where Gold goes for the something to pop the Face Aegis and then the damage spell on the same turn.
Yeah, and unfortunately what had to happen there was in order to hold up the 1 power for the Defiance, YurickYu had to use the only power they had, which was the other Aegis, so not going to be able to save that one. Oh, but they drew on Island's favor. So yeah, if Gold47 is going to want to pop it, they're going to have to double spell in a turn.
Well, the Garden does a tremendous amount for YurickYu. I mean, now Defiance is free. Yurick can use all of their power every turn and still be protected from charge units.
Absolutely.
Surprisingly low number of actual answers in YurickYu's hand. They're going to have to be really careful about how they deploy them. Like, do you harsh rule this Champion of Chaos? Probably not. But
I wouldn't think so.
Is Gold47 really going to play more than 1 threat at a time at any point during this? Maybe not.
I do have a Display of Honor if needed. That can also give lifesteal, which would be nice in a pinch.
Yeah, I think what I would like to see happen is, well, the Champion of Chaos is an issue. I think you need to play the Defiance on it here. And then you can use the Display of Honor on a unit in order to get out of burn range. Gaining 6 will bring YurickYu up to 8, and that's a lot harder to burn out of than 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, one big hit from that lifesteal unit, and you're going to be out of most of the burn range here. All right, Smuggler. What's Gold going to go for with the Smuggler? Nice matchup of 2 former champions here. You've got our Pauper champion in YurickYu and our ranked champion in Gold47. Can you go for Nullblade here?
Oh, that's a good one. That doesn't care about Face Aegis or removal.
That's true.
So I don't think that YurickYu has any answer to this. If Yurick just goes for a harsh roll, Gold's going to have that Nullblade just to finish Yurick off.
They will have that, and if Gold47 also has a Desecrate, well, they don't have a second way to pump it. But if they did draw another removal spell, they probably don't have the power to do 2 removal spells and the Nullblade in a turn. But ways to get rid of the unit. Gonna channel the Tempest on the champion. Attack for 2.
Boy, this is a bold attack. I mean, yes, you have the Defiance, but you would rather. I guess you could just. I don't know. This is a really bold attack. Actually, you know what? Nullblade pops Face Aegis. I think this is just game here.
And with the Torch, yeah, that's just going to be it because the Nullblade pops the Face Aegis on its own with the Torch. Great play by Gold47, and that's going to take the match there. Wow, great play there by Gold47. So we got to see both of the end of those games came to popping the Face Aegis and burning face, something that Stone Scar knows all too well. All right, let me check here. See what other matches we have. So that was Gold47 over YurickYu. That was 2-0, actually. So we've got 2-0 for Gold47 over YurickYu, 2-0 for Doc28 over I Am Monster.